Light that grill, put it on a stick. Burgers, veggies, fruit and more, put it on a stick. Marshmallows, pizza, fish.
So we've been inspired by the Big E. Yes, and me and Johnny have been contemplating it. Everything here is on a stick. We saw salmon on a stick. We saw pickle on a stick. Meatballs on a stick. Meatball on a stick. There was marshmallow on a stick. Anything. So we were thinking, is it possible to put comics on a stick? The way I would spin that is put digital comics on a thumb drive. Comics on a stick, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, right?
So, food for thought.
Burgers, veggies, fruit and more, put it on a stick. Marshmallows, pizza, fish and cheese, put it on a stick. Pants and shoes and dogs and cats, put it on a stick.
Good night for a title change.
Yes! 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 Whoa!
Indie Comics Relay, guys. What do you think of that fight?
What if you found a piece of junk that turned out to be one of the most important items in this universe? And every universe. Meet Joey Swick, your average teen who's about to have his world turned upside down when he stumbles across a curious device in the local junkyard. A glove packed with mysterious and incredible powers. This isn't just any gauntlet. It belongs to the Dimensioneers, a group of godlike beings who control the fabric of reality. Joey and his best friend Monty are thrust into a wild adventure, facing off against the brutal Commander Skullguard, who'll stop at nothing to reclaim his lost property. Will Joey master the Gauntlet's powers in time and survive? Kid Switch is a story about friendship, discovery, and embracing the unexpected. Perfect for readers young and old who love sci-fi, action, and a good dose of slice of life. Your pledges will help fund the artwork, printing, and production of Kid Switch issues 1 and 2. By backing Kid Switch, you're not just getting an awesome comic. You're joining Joey and Monty on an adventure that spans dimensions. Let's make Kid Switch issues 1 and 2 a reality.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic-Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana the comic, surrounded by death and the pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin, Roger Morocco, who's out there watching, I bet.
Nice. And our third co-host, the Time Lord of Tangents himself, Harry G. What's up,
everybody?
Jen?
How's it going?
What's up, everybody?
Not too much.
Cyber Monday episode.
I know.
Oh,
We've
right.
got a lot of competition. We have the Patriots game. We have Monday Night Raw.
Right.
There's Cyber Monday. There's all sorts of stuff we're competing with tonight. But
Yeah,
we
the
have
Patriots are winning 17.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
Right.
Probably
17-7 Patriots.
one
There
good
you go.
comic show out there tonight.
yeah. We are the comic show to watch tonight, though. So that's
Right.
where Raw's the wrestling show to watch and the Patriots game's a football show to watch. We're the comic show to watch tonight.
Nice. I don't watch Raw that much, but I gotta say AEW's been on point the last.
It's been so good.
Ever
Raw's
since
pretty
we went
mediocre. I don't really watch. I don't follow that closely, and the most I've watched lately was when I went to the Raw in Boston. But yeah, AEW has been fantastic lately. Really good Continental Classic kickoff in the last Dynamite.
Definitely.
Jess saying she's
we got a
watching all
new-
3.
Too much. It's too much. Too much.
We got a new thing. We got to find Jimmy Hart's megaphone. Do you hear it got stolen over the weekend?
Oh,
Did it
really?
really?
Forget what event? Yeah, I forget what
Wow.
event he was at, but his megaphone was stolen. So they're checking video, cameras to see who may have taken it or whatever. So
Oh
They'll
my
find
God.
this
This is where you need Robert Stack, right? Unsolved mysteries
Yeah.
to come into play.
right, and it's always that update at the end. The creepy update.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is there-
I saw that Blue
Yeah.
Streak was in the chat. And Johnny, I want to say thank you for doing that interview with him. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was very informational. It was a great insight into Rhode Island Comic Con because I couldn't make it there this time. But big shout out to Blue Streak for taking the time to interview and give us a little bit more insight into charity work with the Ghostbusters of Massachusetts, which was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, there used to be back in the early days of Plastic City, there used to be a couple of Ghostbusters guys that would come to the show back when we were at the Wallace. And I don't remember what happened to those guys. They never, at a certain point, they stopped reaching out, and I never, ever heard from them again. So, but they
Might
were
be able
pretty
to
fun.
Are they,
might be able to revitalize that with Blue Streak. Have them get back in touch and come back out for Plastic City Comic Con.
Yeah,
Are they-
no,
are
I'd be
they-
open to that. Would be
they
open to that for sure.
Are they recruiting at all, or
I'm sure
I
they
have
are.
no
Hey,
idea.
I mean, if you want to unleash your inner
Oh,
Ghostbuster,
I'll-
right?
I'll sign up, and I won't cross the streams. But I'll sign up though.
The patch for Harry's last name will be like the whole entire shirt. It's like, oh my
Well,
god, can you
we can break
imagine
it.
putting that on
We can break it.
on a Ghostbusters jumpsuit? It'd be like right across the chest.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. It'd be funny though. It'd be good.
Yeah.
I can
Anything,
paint myself green and I'll go as Slimer.
There you go. Or I'll go. Or Sam Hain from the Real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh, with the
That-
pumpkin head, right?
Yeah, that guy was
Yeah.
awesome. That first season of Real Ghostbusters is really, or the first batch of episodes, I should say, are amazing. you
Oh, I
know?
I just recently found out why they, Egon's hair was blonde instead of black
Oh,
because they wanted to, sell toys. Right.
Yep, I saw that
So they had to
video.
make him
Well,
look-
also they
Yeah, they
weren't
gotta make them
allowed
look
to. They weren't allowed to use the likenesses of the actors. I don't know if
That's
you guys
right.
knew that. Yeah,
What
they
the-
couldn't
Yeah,
use the
that's
likenesses.
right.
I mean, the
And
Peter
Venkman sounded like
looked-
Garfield.
Yeah.
Right.
Same voice actor.
Yeah, love that guy. Harry,
Yeah.
what were you saying?
I mean, he looked pretty close. The cartoon of Venkman looked pretty. Not Venkman. Yeah, Peter Venkman. He looked pretty close to Bill Murray. Kind of. They had the same hair. And
Kinda.
everything, so it was not.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And Ray was
was
kind of
kinda like,
short, shorter than.
Yeah, like they look just different enough, I think, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
and then there's the whole other thing with the Extreme Ghostbusters that came after. Oh, I did talk to Jeff Klein about that up at KidsCon.
Oh yeah.
Because I finished watching it not too long ago. I watched the entire run, all 40 episodes.
Yeah.
I said to him, I was like, when this was originally on, I was in college, so I missed all of it, and I had no idea it was a sequel to Real Ghostbusters. When I saw the preview for it, I was like, I don't need to watch that. That looks like some kind of weird take,
Yeah.
But when I found out it was a sequel, I was like, oh, I want to go back and watch it. And I was telling him how, like, they were doing, diversity in the show way before.
Oh yeah.
Cool to be diverse,
Yeah, it was so far ahead of its time, and
It was.
in much like the way respectable writers were associated in treating the material appropriately with the original series, and Straczynski wrote many episodes of the Real Ghostbusters. The writing was quality and top notch for Extreme Ghostbusters.
Yeah, there was some good ones in there. There was some creepy ones too. Good stuff though. I really enjoyed that cartoon. Recommend it if you guys can find it somewhere.
Yeah.
I had to get it through like a bootleg DVD or something to watch it,
Yeah.
But it was worth it. It
And
was
the guy
worth
that-
it. I'm glad I was able to see it all.
And the original actor who played Stedmore,
Winston Zeddemore?
he tried out. Oh, Zeddemore, yeah. He tried out for the voice actor for the voice of the version, the cartoon version, but he was not given the job, So
Yeah, it was
understand.
Arsenio Hall, wasn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah, it was
Hall?
Arsenio.
Oh, he
selected. Yeah.
well, he got the job, yeah, but the original guy didn't get the job, so it's kind of bizarre.
That's interesting. Yeah. Very odd. But anyways, how was you before we bring in the first guest? How was everyone's Thanksgiving? Good.
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I cooked it.
Cool. Sorry, Harry. Go on.
No, I cooked a 21 pounder, probably too big for me and my brothers, but like two of my brothers, but whatever. I figured there'd be some leftovers for sandwiches and whatnot, but it came out pretty good. I mean, considering that I made it.
Yeah, we hosted this year too, so Amy cooked tons of stuff, and I forgot how big the bird was, maybe 18 pounds, but we had enough.
18. That's what I should have got.
We split the leftovers with my sister-in-law and her family, so we didn't have a lot, but what we did have, it was enough, because after eating like turkey for 3 days, you're just like, I've had enough, you don't want to.
You're in like a tryptophan days.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you need a nap.
Yeah, right. And yours was good too, Johnny?
Yeah, it was a house full of family. Lots of drinks, lots of bottles of wine.
Yeah.
I literally transformed the last of the leftovers into pot pies tonight.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
that's a good idea. We didn't even think to do that. We did little mini, like Amy makes these little mini, like almost cupcake things with turkey, like in like the Pillsbury crescent rolls. She puts it in like cupcake.
So you get like little pot pies, like cupcake pot pies.
Basically.
Oh, that's cool.
Fills it with like turkey, mashed potatoes, and cranberry, and then closes it and cooks it that way. It comes out really good.
Nice.
You pour the gravy on it.
Good.
It's great. And then the rest went into like a turkey stew. So that was what we had tonight. So
first night was sandwiches, second night was soup, the third night is the
pies.
The pies, yeah. Then two of the pies go in the freezer, and then one we ate.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe next year I'll suggest that. So
or maybe next year. How about Hot Pockets? Turkey Hot Pockets for next year.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Right?
They used to make like a pot pie Hot Pocket years ago, and it was
really
pretty good.
Nice.
But a fresh one, like one with fresh ingredients, would be much better.
Way better.
Amy said to tell you guys how perfect the turkey was. It was good.
Yeah.
She brined it, which I don't think I can not have turkey now brined. It's without being brined. It's so good. It has a nice flavor to it.
You got to soak it in the brine.
Yeah.
That's definitely the way to do it. So I made 2 turkeys. I did just the standard fresh turkey stuffed. We wrap it in bacon and then we put it in the oven, and it was amazing. That comes out good.
Oh,
wow. But a little on the drier side. And then I brine a boneless and I smoke that in the smoker. So we have 2 varieties, and that came out just like amazing because you have this that brine flavor, and then you have a nice layer of smoke, and then the turkey itself. It's so good.
Oh yeah. No kidding. Good. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe we'll have to try that next year or something. I'll get a smoker first,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely sandwiches are the bomb. All right, so we have our first guest in the back room. Been on the show many times now. Like what?
Awesome.
4 at least. 4 or 5.
Awesome creator.
Yeah,
all the time. Many different conventions.
Always got great advice too. Like
always optimistic, always positive, always comes over to greet you. So he's the type of guy that actually comes over and says hi. He doesn't stay in his lane in that regard. An advocate for indie comics, the way we're an advocate for indie comics, like all around great guy. And I always keep a copy of his book nearby.
Nice. That's awesome.
This book is
an advocate for animals.
Advocate for animals. Yeah. And one hell of a guerrilla marketer. Like, let me tell you, this guy had like banners posted up outside New York Comic-Con that like directed people right to his table. This guy is the best.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, I can't give it an introduction any better than that. So without further ado, let's bring in our first guest tonight, H.H. German. What's up, H.H.?
How you guys doing? It's great to see you. Great to see you.
Great to see you, man. Did you like the praise in the back? Like, were you listening to all that praise?
I don't know what to do. I'm trying to find an apple so I could and then do this business. Shine it.
It was nice to finally see you at Terrificon this year. I think that was the first time I saw you face to face.
It was awesome.
Johnny might have been before that though at New York, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are fantastic. I mean, every time I see you guys, you guys literally reek of indie comics. It's like
Thanks,
you just
man.
want to take, when you pick up like an 80s, 90s comic book, and you just want to, the first thing you want to do is smell, and then the next thing you want to do is feel the pages, and then you just want to turn it, just immerse yourself. That's the feeling I get when I interface with you guys. It's very clear that you guys love indie comics, and you like comics from the 80s, 90s.
Can we somehow?
Yeah.
Can we somehow turn that into a cologne, maybe like indie comics or 90s comics cologne, maybe? I mean,
Dude, I think that's a great idea.
Desperation is a stinky cologne, let me tell you.
Listen, hey, if you have comics on a stick, you could have comics in a bottle.
Yeah,
I
right.
like that. I like that. I like that.
So
That's a good
Johnny,
one.
if we actually made that blend to smell like the newsprint paper or whatever, would you call it? Desperation? That's a great name.
Desperation, indie desperation, I'd call it. That's the best title for a fragrance for indie comics.
Oh my god!
And it would be somewhere between like blood, sweat, and body spray. So it's got to have that like copper undertone,
Yeah.
Well, listen to this, guys.
we'll have to.
Listen to this. So you're in a movie theater, and they're blowing that popcorn smell into the audience. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
let's take
alright.
a very comic-focused pop culture convention, right? Like
Okay.
Heroes Con. So
Yeah.
what you do is you take your booth, right? You set up one of these, air machines to blow out the smell. But what it is the smell of newsprint. Okay.
Mm.
That's what you do. The smell of comics newsprint from the 80s and 90s. You take a nice big stack of 80s comics and you get to let that air machine go. And you just bring them in.
I would love that.
No
like
joke.
it.
There's something to that because when I do my cafe booth at Terrificon, that's part of what pulls people in. They smell when I'm brewing a fresh pot of coffee, and that attracts them to the booth. And they want to know what's going on. And I surprise them with, "Oh, we're not a real cafe," and there's
There
my
you go.
hook. You know what I mean?
And speaking of smells, I'm actually in Florida right now. My last day of my holiday vacation. I'll be heading back to New York tomorrow. But how was your guys' Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was good, dude. Did you hear us
Really
talking
good.
a little bit about it?
Yeah, it just made me hungry. So,
How was
How about
yours,
yourself,
man?
HH? Did you do anything special for Thanksgiving?
it was
Sounds like
great.
you're traveling.
I always visit my family down here in South Florida. So
Oh, okay.
it's wonderful. Listen to this. So Mom made this big turkey. I think it was 15, 20 pounds. And apparently she let it out a little too long because it was, frozen. And you had to let it thaw for, I think she let it out for a few more days. And when she finally cooked it that day, it was no good. Somebody took a bite, said, "This is no good." So that day, for me, I don't really eat meat. So
Okay.
I didn't lose out on anything. But everybody else who came, they couldn't have turkey. So the next day, my mother goes and gets turkey. And she cooks another turkey same day. And so we had Thanksgiving the following day on Friday. So
Oh, okay. Well,
We had two
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
you just had to
That's
wait.
okay. You took
had
a
to wait.
mulligan. That's all.
Yeah.
hey, listen, for me, because I don't eat meat, I had 2 Thanksgivings. So how's that? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You know what?
awesome.
The real thing about Thanksgiving is forget about the food. I mean, the food's there and that's part of it, but really it's
Right.
about being with family.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah,
And
Absolutely.
friends and stuff like
Now,
that.
did you grow up in Florida, HH?
No, I'm from the Bronx. I grew up in
Oh,
the
okay.
Bronx, and my parents, once they retired, they figured, all right, well, let's go back to the Dominican Republic. And my mother said, wait, hold on a second, not too fast there, Skipper. So she said, we're not leaving America. We'll keep it subtropical.
Yeah.
But we're not leaving America.
Right.
So that's how that worked out.
Now, HH, Calico is inherently a New York City book,
Yeah.
right? And that so your
100%.
environment clearly influences that title. In your time in Florida, did you find any influences, any inspirations, things that kind of piqued your interest that you could say, hey, that might be kind of cool for a
Yeah,
comic?
maybe
or
Calico takes a trip, you know?
yeah,
Yeah,
when
maybe.
Daredevil went to the West Coast.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or no, like in Die Hard, like Die Hard, the guy is on vacation, and like I think in the sequel, and all hell breaks out in the airport. You can't,
Right.
right? So maybe
Yeah.
the same kind of thing can happen. Like
A couple of things. So
Anyway, go
one,
ahead.
I just finished like right before I got here last week, book 3 of Calico. Here comes Calico, the trade.
Yeah.
So again, another 200 pages of Calico action. Actually, Mike Barron, who you had last time along
Yeah,
with me,
yeah, that's right.
very good mentor, friend. He's editing it right now as we speak.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
No pressure at all. 2-time
Yeah,
Eisner Award
super
winner.
casual.
Editing your work. Yeah, sure. Take
Right,
your
right.
time, Mike. So, but to your question, I got here doing this specifically so I could enjoy myself here, and of course mentoring from Mike, who wanted to light a little bit of a match. I tend to be a little deliberate when I write, and he's
Yeah.
just so prolific, and he puts the stuff out. And with his mentoring, I've been able to speed up. But the subject matter has to do with the way men are treated in society in
interesting.
today's age.
Okay.
So I don't want to give out the title because it's very relevant, and I want to leave a little bit of suspense. But I was influenced by a piece that I read here, but I'll just leave it at this. And this is not a gender thing. I'm not trying to attack anybody, but because the book does deal with the impact of the view of men today in society,
Yeah.
I did come away with a really just shocking statistic, and it was that for the same exact crime, okay, everything exactly the same, men spend 63% more time in prison than women for the same exact crime.
Huh.
And I found that really shocking. I mean, just imagine, you grow up in a household, two of the kids are kind of bratty and whatnot, but the one kid is getting, forget for the same exact offense, the one kid's getting punished, 63% harsher. Well, those kids are going to grow up a little bit different,
Yeah, absolutely.
and that's a little troubling going into
Yeah, no.
2026.
You don't even think about that kind of stuff. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So, we have a book, you guys already, hit on it. Our book focuses on fighting animal cruelty, but our Calico, he has to do that amidst the hectic, crazy lifestyle that is New York City. And there's all sorts of things bouncing at you when you're trying to do something. And that's what happens in our third book. So I give you a little entry there.
Nice.
That's cool. I can't wait to read it, man. The last 2 volumes have been amazing. So can't wait to see part 3, dude.
Curious too. Like what have you done? Like for distribution now? Like I know Diamond is out of the picture now, and I know you were in Diamond for a while.
Right.
Are you doing anything with Lunar or one of the other ones?
No, one of them approached us. Actually, it was Lunar, but then the fellow who was sort of our quasi contact there was told that that the smaller publishers had to go through a thing called Massive or something like that.
Yeah.
And we, the truth is we've been doing so well with the conventions and the website that and the way we have, because of the dynamic, you guys are really going to appreciate this. And I really hope there's indie creators in the audience who are listening to this, but because of the dynamic of comic book shops, and I love them all, it's just that they are incentivized to put Marvel and DC up front.
Oh, of course.
And they put us indies in the back. And I always thought that was a bit perplexing because, so many great indie comics out there, and you're making these people go through, the back of your store and go through the back of other comics to try to find these things. We always knew it wasn't going to be, the best thing for us. So we did the Diamond thing, and now that Diamond is doing whatever it's doing, I think we're going to hold off until we get either a more prominent situation with distribution, or we're just going to keep doing this the way it is. I think this fellow Philbo, I've seen him at the conventions. He really has a wonderful mindset and a tremendous burst of energy behind him.
Yeah,
and I really hope he does well.
knock on wood, I got in a meeting with him tomorrow about distributing Mighty Mascots.
Oh,
so-
that's great.
Yeah, so
Listen, that
hopefully-
guy. You want to talk about me and all the shows that I do and how hard I work. Well, I'm not alone in this, and he's one of the people that I really firmly believe is trying to do a very good thing, and he's out there at all the shows too, and
Yep.
it's really hard. It really is, and I appreciate the comic book shops. I know they mean well, and their businesses. I don't know their business. Every business is different, and I am no one to tell them what they're going to do. But because of that, listen, you guys know we were putting issues out in our first arc of the story. We were putting out individual issues, and we were very consistent, and we were on time with Diamond. Diamond loved us. They were like, "Hey, you guys are an indie?" So yeah, we would just put them out really quickly for a good price. But they did what they did, and listen, there's no way for us to the way we're operating now. It just makes sense to do what we're calling a prologue issue, which is we bundled 2 comics for $5. And it gives you 2 stories, and it's a nice segue into if you're ready, if you really want to read the trade. And well, now you got the trade for $20.
Yeah,
and we're
right.
just going to keep doing that model. And
your prices are really good. Like I
Right.
gotta say, you get a lot for your money with your company with Sigma, which is nice.
And I can tell you why. Let me tell you, it's going to be 2 very quick things. The first thing is we are from comic book Mecca, New York City. Okay, you know what that means? We have the old school Jewish printers, all in Brooklyn and Queens, and these were the same presses that were putting out all these turn of the centuries publications that were printed on newsprint. They still deal in newsprint. They're putting out penny pincher stuff, the penny pincher like stuff, comic books, flyers in supermarkets, in bodegas, all sorts of things. So it's an old city, and it's an old industry that is still functioning in a different business. It's just not comics. So we go to those same guys and say, "Hey, we've got the comic book," and well, they say, "Oh, well, we got the paper," and they still have all the stuff. They still deal in the same materials, and we get a ridiculously pros. I'll tell you right now what our prices are. I mean, of course, we do high volume.
Now, are your graphic novels with newsprint too? Is that how you?
Yeah, especially the first one. So, you're looking at for a $5 comic book. We can get that for a good, 70 cents, 80 cents a piece. But we're doing 5,000.
Yeah, you got to do high print runs in order to make it work. Because I looked into newsprint on my own, and it is a high volume thing. Like they don't even want to talk to you if you want to just do 1,000 copies. They don't even want to touch that.
Right.
You're going to be like in the 5,000 to 10,000 range.
For newsprint, it doesn't cheap on the quality. Like it
makes it better.
It looks great. Like it's not like bad at all. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people would kind of poo-poo newsprint. Like, no, this stuff, like the integrity of the pages are great.
Right.
If you're buying it in graphic novel format, you have a really solid cover here, protecting the pages and the book. So that's going to stay intact. So, and and then if anything in time, it's just going to get that smell we talked about, right?
Yep. And
that's better with age.
And then the second thing is our mission. Our mission is fighting animal cruelty. So we put that first before profit. So sure, could I charge $7-8 for it and make money? Absolutely. But for us, is we want to make sure we get as many people. So the more we drive the price, the more compelling it is. So we get more people to follow and support the cause, which in turn helps the charities that we work with. And as you guys know, we work strictly with charities.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And I feel like you guys, it's not just the product looks good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you're getting a good price, you're getting a good product. It's the whole package basically. And you feel good about supporting it,
Well, and also just from a business perspective, I'm sure, working with a charity and donating to a charity looks good in the tax season. When you have to kind of crunch those numbers, I'm sure there's some benefit in doing that and incorporating that in the long run as well.
Well, the thing is, actually, John, we don't because we are truly what we're calling a business ethical company. You're going to hear more about these companies because I do agree with a lot of the younger generation that talks about capitalism right now. It's really out of control. I really honestly think this is end stage capitalism because of the way corporations operate. But we are not we're not a 501c. We're not a nonprofit. We are actually a for-profit company that works strictly with charities. A very unique model. There are a few companies out there that do this, but and just so you guys know, because there is curiosity, how the hell do these guys make money? We are a for-profit company that has before it the main mission of fighting animal cruelty. So what we do is we've created a team comprised of animal care, animal rights, animal welfare people. Everybody on our team's an animal rights person. So our phase one, we've made a commitment to not take any profit whatsoever. All of it is all the money that we get when you buy a comic book from Sigma Comics. It goes right into the development and production of the next comic book series.
I gotcha.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, and then by the time you get that cycle over, like there might be something at the end.
There might be something, right? So we're working towards a bigger goal, two big goals. One, obviously, the promotion to fight animal cruelty, and the second, to have something where we actually could make, a nice big sizable bit of money for ourselves because of all the time we're putting in ahead of time. In the meantime, we're going to work in something that we love, which is fighting animal cruelty, and we do that by giving vetted charities, not just any charity, vetted charities, those of whose management team does not make more than $50,000, and whose program to operations ratio is 80-20. A lot of times when you give money to charities, you're giving money to entities that put the bulk of their money in operations, light bills, salaries, et cetera, et cetera. We do not do that. And that's the commitment we've made. So if you look at all the charities that we list and we give full page advertising to, all of them have a wonderful track record of success. They change laws, they save animals, and we increase their memberships. So we just keep sending, memberships to them. They're like, yes, go Sigma Comics. And in turn, they cannot tell us what to do. And that's why we did it this way. If we did the other way around with the 501c, we would have all sorts of red tape. Well, we don't want us to have this said about us. Blah, 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 blah.
You get you get notes all of a sudden, like a Hollywood producer, trying to make a movie.
But that is a beautiful synergy that you've kind of set up. And again, it keeps it so, like, even just the fact that you're working with charity, it keeps it economical for everybody too.
Right. And listen, you guys know the business. We're not getting rich on selling these comics.
No. No, I mean, I don't know about you, but this New York was actually one of the more lower New Yorks I had from the last few years. Right. It seemed like this year in general is a little bit of an economic downturn.
Right. Yeah. And this will segue into what I was telling Casey. Some of you guys have met Casey. She works with me on the road. She's our head of new sales, right? So we have our status meetings every. We have a briefing, we have a debriefing. This is like a military operation for us.
I love it. Run a tight ship.
Yeah, and then every year. So at the end of last year, this is Q4 2024. I said, listen, Casey, everything that I have gleaned through 2024 impresses upon me the fact that we are most certainly entering into a recession. So what are we going to do with this data? And I told her what exactly we're going to do. Okay, we're going to pair certain bundles here. We're going to put this together, call it that price, blah, blah, blah. So if you look at our sales process for the entirety of 2025, it has been one that has been focused on giving more value at a lower price to the consumer. Okay. Love that. And in doing so, we've actually increased our profit by 26% this year. But
perfect.
This is what happens. You have to see, I put it on myself to steer the ship. And it's my responsibility to make sure this young lady, has a good future doing this and she can support herself. And then the rest of my team can keep loving what they do, which is creating comics that fight against animal cruelty. Our passion is in this, and it's my responsibility to make sure I'm making the right moves. But like Johnny C said, okay, because he's at the forefront too, and he sees it, he smells it, and he knows that, there's something afoot here. And that's what it is. We are most certainly in a recession, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
No, yeah.
People are holding their cash a little harder. They'll look at you and they'll stop at Johnny C's booth and say, hey, this is an awesome piece here. You know what? I think I want this. And then they're going to look at they say, wait a minute, hold on a second. I like it, but I think I'm going to keep walking. And how many people have you not had that experience where they like what you're selling, but they don't pull that trigger. They just keep walking, and they'll say they'll come back. But the truth is, I'd say about 92% of the time, they don't come back. You don't see them again.
So, exactly.
I like to stay optimistic that they might come back. And we actually,
Right.
me and Keith, we had one instance or a couple instances in Maryland where
Right.
we're like, I don't think they're coming back. And sure enough, they did boomerang back around. So
Yep.
I like to think
It does
humanity is
happen.
good and it
Yep.
could happen, but you can see it. Like you said, when the blood's in the water, you can smell it like in the air. It's that's the way it is. And you know, the track record of my year of multiple big shows, because I do all the big shows.
Right.
I've seen it. So
Right.
it's like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
what it is, guys.
unfortunate.
That's what it is. And they like what we're doing. And I'm going to tell you this too. They are going to like even more what we're doing because now the word is out that indie comics is where it's at. And I credit you. I credit shows like yours. Credit shows like Perch, Comics by Perch.
Oh, yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Perch's show. There's a guy named Chris Comics Tropes. These are they're YouTubers that really care about comics, and they put a lot of energy and time into doing this stuff. And that's what I'm saying. You guys don't get enough credit because you're really at the forefront of whetting people's appetite. That's a WHET. Okay, that when you want to really get into something, and that's what YouTube does better than anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, they really, you could sit around for 20, 30 minutes, kick back, or an hour with your favorite beverage and get really comfortable and really immerse yourself in a hobby that you really enjoy. And you could tell these guys really love what they're talking about. And that only gets you more motivated to get out on Wednesday and head to your, LCS and start diving in there. It's just
And
fun.
also, I gotta say too, like the last couple of years, comics from the main two, well, not so much Marvel, but Marvel's getting there a little bit, but the quality's gotten better. The last couple of years, like I am astounded by the success of Absolute Batman. Like I have never in my time seen a title that's on like issue 9 and 10 doing third and fourth printings. That's insane.
that is
Like,
insane.
It's because it's usually the number 1. Sometimes it's the 2. But seriously, every issue of this book has been printed at least 3 or 4 times. It's insane.
Well, I'm not going to blow your mind because you guys already know the deal, but I think I will to some of the people in the audience. And I can very confidently say that the reason you have books like that is because, don't think they're not looking at indies, what we're doing. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And what Ghost Machine is doing. Let me tell you something right now. If this was the 80s and 90s and the Ghost Machine was around, they'd be just killing it.
They'd be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now. Like they'd be doing numbers like that.
Tell you, I just read Geiger, like the first.
Isn't it amazing?
Grade. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
These guys are putting the
Rook Exodus is amazing. That's my favorite right now.
I mean, come on. These
They're
guys
all good, though. They're all good.
So DC's over there scratching their head. These indies, these guys are really working hard at this. Like these guys, they're not sitting on their laurels.
So the one thing I'll put aside for Absolute Batman for DC at the moment is that they do have the money of Warner Brothers backing them. I mean, it's been a long time since I saw an actual TV commercial for a comic book, and I did see that for Absolute Batman. And Keith, as you know, when we watch AEW, we see cross promotion with DC all the time.
And the
so
other
I think
reason
that's key, that they got that cross marketing, which Marvel used to have back in the day. And that's kind of what helped make Marvel what it was. And DC seems to be taking notes from that, because when you see the brand show up in other places, that's the indicator. That's the thing right there.
And the other thing that I think it's doing right, which I think comics like the X-Men have a problem with, is you only have to get the one title. This is why mangas work killing like Western comics. You only got to get the one thing, and then that's it. And that's why, and like I feel like people are hungry for Western comics, but when you look at X-Men, where do you even start? You know what I mean? Like you don't even know where to start. Like, and I've been in this business for since I was a kid, and I don't know where to start with X-Men right now. Like it's insane. Like,
Well, that's even, you're talking strictly about DC, and you look at what Ghost Machine's doing. I mean, these guys they literally at the end of the first trade, that I read for Geiger, they're giving you a timeline, a historic
Yeah.
timeline of how
Yeah.
their characters fit into their universe.
Yeah, isn't
for
that
Christ's sake.
amazing? Like, I
It's
love
incredible.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're giving you a map, a usage map of how to buy and use their comics, and it's a fun thing to do. It creates that inclusivity, immersive aspect
Yep.
that makes you want, as a
100%.
fan of comics,
Yep.
come in and buy more and more of the comics. They understand branding and how to chain product.
Yep.
Okay, here's my entry level. Here's my mid. This is what Steve Jobs did really well as a businessman. You know, I remember in the mid to late 90s, I went to the School of Visual Arts in New York City, and right as soon as I graduated, when I would walk out of the building, the main campus there on 23rd Street, between 2nd and 3rd Avenue, I'd walk out and I would see a massive, it was Muhammad Ali with his fist like this.
Yeah.
And it was a misspelled sentence with 2 words, think different, with the apple. What he did was he walked into a company that they were literally licensing out the Mac OS, okay, the Macs. There were like 4 or 5 different companies that were selling their version of Mac.
Yeah.
Okay, Power Computing was one of them. There was another one called UMax or something like that. There were a bunch of them. He came and said, we're going to take this back. We're going to stop doing this. You have 15 PCs here with different levels, 8600, 96, they're all like $10,000. We're going to make the entry level. We're going to call that thing the iMac. We're going to make it out of plastic. We're going to throw a cherry red on it, orange, lime green. Here, $400 or whatever it is. Then we're going to give you a PowerBook. Okay, that thing's going to look sexy. It's going to look like it was designed on Saturn, okay, by aliens.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to charge you $1,500 for that, and then we're going to come in with the G Mac, okay, the G3. We're going to call this thing, okay, and it's going to be a big power computer, Power Mac thing. That's it. And with those, and each one looked remarkable. And around that same time, the new redesign of the Beetle was coming out too. So it was really a very design conscious thing. Small price, middle price, and big price. Everybody was served. We need a Steve Jobs in comics.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, as creative as you guys credit me, and again, I'm very humbled and thankful for you guys enjoying Calico. It really is a labor of love, and it's not just me. You guys give me a lot of credit. It's the team. And I'm more than happy to give and share the credit and the guidance I've received from people like, Klaus Jansen. Who was on the faculty at the time at SVA. But the fact is that the business acumen needs to be there because it's fundamental to the survival of the product. Okay, when I look at comics, I look at it as an art form, but also as a business. We are commercial artists. We are in the business of entertaining. And in that capacity, I have a wonderful mentor in Mike Barron who has helped me improve the writing and make it more compelling and entertaining. But at the same time, understand the fact that we are commercial artists. We're here to entertain the public. Okay, and this is something that's been lost on, you mentioned the big 2. Frankly, it has been. And listen, I don't want to make this political, and I do not consider myself a political person, but I'm a New Yorker, so of course I'm going to lean left, right?
Yeah.
As an artist, in general, I'm going to lean left. But the thing is, I don't believe in exclusion. Okay, and getting people out of case in point, I'm friends with Chuck Dixon there on Facebook. He makes a post, and it's a very salient one to the topic you made about Marvel and DC, and he has Jim Shooter on one side of the page, the meme. It's a meme.
Okay.
And it's saying 1980. The editor, what his decisions were. You kid, listen. You got a comic book that's selling 500,000. It's not, it's not enough. If we're gonna have to cancel your book, it's only selling 450,000 units, a month.
Yeah. Now that'd be a #1 book.
Exactly. Cut to and of course Chuck Dixon's making fun that the comics were a certain way. There were certain people that were working behind them, and I think there's a point in it that we have, and I think it's really the younger generation that. They seem to think that they created a lot of things. There weren't things happening before them. And one of the things is that I saw in a lot of, and I've seen multiple times about, well, we need more inclusion. I don't feel like I'm represented enough, person of color, whatever it is. And the truth is that as somebody who's read comics since I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, not one time, guys, not one time have I ever felt excluded from comics. And you know why? It's because these creations were so well made that I 100% identified with an Irish kid from, Hell's Kitchen, or, the kid from Queens with the Spider-Man suit. Not one time did I say, I need to feel included in this, or I feel excluded. Not one time. And the truth is, you never had stuff like this being spoken about. I really think this generation. Go ahead, Johnny.
I was just gonna say, because the best comics then were a reflection of the time, not what people wanted to read, but what was actually happening. Right. So when you look at the comics where they're like, oh, they're bending it to try to, feed a voice of saying, oh, well, we needed to feel included. Well, no, you just put a reflection of society in your comics, and then people will feel included because they are there.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. And I think that this, God bless them and all, because they've really done. I really think this generation, and I think it started with millennials and then into Gen X, that they feel it almost innate thing to challenge and to address their grievances out there, and realizing, hey, this thing that you're calling society isn't really working for us. A lot of people like to crap on millennials and Gen Z, and I'll be honest with you, I'm one of them sometimes. But they listen, I'm honest, but they haven't had it anywhere as easy as, I don't say easy, but let's just say it's a hard situation that they've encountered, and they're more vocal about the stuff that they've gone through. Okay, and God bless them for that, because they're using the technology to do that. And in many cases, they're righting wrongs sometimes, and they're vocal about these things, which is important. I think us as Gen Xers, I think we just sort of, swallowed it and kept, going, and because we're tough. We really are.
Yeah.
We're a tough generation. And I think when you have a voice and you know how to use it, boy, these kids, they really do a great job. The problem is that you need to understand job one in comics. You are a commercial artist. You're not a fine artist. There's a very big difference. And I learned that at the School of Visual Arts. Okay, a fine artist is he or she or they who internalizes they internalize a work, and they digest something as best to their ability into the zeitgeist that is remarkable. And they put it all out there, and it's something. It's a piece of them. It's a piece of their soul that they put out there for reflection, for impact, and it's theirs and theirs alone. It's unique. It's one. It's singular. Okay, like Picasso. Okay, and all these things, and you could spend hours, days, years immersed in that painting, in that sculpture. I went to a museum in on Long Island recently, and I saw Botero. The minute I walked in this museum space, and I saw that image, and it was outside. It was an external statue. I said, "That's Botero, this Colombian artist," and I knew right away the woman on the horse, the big horse, and it's an aesthetic, and that's the word, folks. And if you guys are listening, all these men here that you're looking at on screen, they're creators, okay? And our grandest vision and goal is to create what is called the aesthetic experience. It's when you put something out and someone picks it up and they look at it and they go, Maron. Oh, wow. This is incredible. This is, and you get goosebumps. You're speechless. You feel this big in front of the work. It could be a comic book. It could be an ice cream, performance art, culinary art, whatever it is. But you feel, and you know what I'm talking about. You're like, oh my, like the first time you saw E.T. as a kid, like, oh my God, like what is this? This is incredible. It's mind blowing.
I love mushrooms. I never understood the whole term of like fine art, because I mean, based on your description, you know, if everybody puts a little bit of energy and their self in whatever they're doing, it's fine art, you know, whatever it is. Like I have a friend, you know, I'm not
Well,
gonna
I
mention
think
names,
like
but-
I think what you were getting at, HH, is more the like, so like with an artist like that's would consider a fine artist,
Yeah.
like to them it's not about, it's about creating something for themselves,
Yes.
not for
Fine
a
artist.
mass audience.
That's it right there. It's part
And
of
that's
them.
like what I think you were. I totally get what you were saying.
Yeah.
And
Right.
when an artist does that, like that's when people always will be like, oh, this guy's a true artist, you know, like that term gets thrown around a lot.
Artiste, the fine artist, the commercial artist, Harry. Just to be clear on what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to make. The commercial artist can do the exact same thing. It does not preclude them from the same behavior, but he or she or they know that the ultimate goal is to make sure that their product can actually entertain to the masses. Okay, the masses, and they can then in turn allow the organization to continue to build because of their work, and that makes everybody then sell more and more. We are commercial artists. We need to entertain first, number one, and then in entertaining, then we can sell more and more and help our companies. Absolutely.
We should probably talk about the new project.
Yeah,
prequel,
we're definitely going to go into that.
Is it a prequel to the?
Yeah, I was looking for a good segue. Like,
yeah.
But Johnny, you had something you wanted to add, real quick.
I was just gonna say that's what I was gonna try to segue into, saying we should definitely check out the campaign. But one thing I wanted to kind of put a little pin in that thought about creating something prolific is that us as indie creators, we get a little taste of that when, you know, we sell a book to somebody and then they come back like later on that afternoon or the next day, they go, this was really awesome. You know, I can't wait for the next one. Like that's a little taste of that. That's the sliver of that if you can find that on a larger scale, then you know you have exactly what you were just talking about, H.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And listen, it's fun to discuss this. Because the truth is, we never get a chance to talk this way about our products and the passion that we put into them. You know what it really means to be an artist and a commercial artist in today's society. So it's so important. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now this campaign, like, could you tell us a little bit about this project? Because this seems like it's almost set in the universe, but definitely something very different from Calico.
Right. So this is Calico, Hector Gill, as a young guy. He's 14, 15 years old here. And so we're talking about 20, 25 years ago in the streets of New York City with this little cat Bumble. And they're basically cat burglars. The early part of it is, you know, Hector learning from Master Sugu and on being the ultimate cat burglar with his little buddy Bumble. And they get into all sorts of trouble. And ultimately...
Now, do you think it's a good idea to partner up with a cat named Bumble if you're a burglar? You know,
well, that's his cat. Yeah, that's his cat's name, and you know, he's sticking to it. So
I like that.
It's a manga style, so obviously right to left.
Yeah,
and it's 200 pages. It's really fun, and you know, we serve manga and comics. So, and that's because the younger generation, for us, they really love the manga series, and really that's why we did it. You know, a lot of the kids going up and they want to read Calico but they're like, you know, 12 years old. Of course, you guys know that Calico comes in a bit hot, so we needed something. We needed something for them. The younger kids. I mean, this is good for 10 and up, ages 10 and up. You know, so
this feels like Calico Adventures in a way.
There
like
you go.
We had X-Men Adventures. This feels like a little bit of that, where, you know, and even, you know, good on you, HH, for making a product that allows you to be able to be a better salesman at your table. You know, you know, this is a little bit more adult theme, but hey, check this out. This might actually be more of a fit for a younger person. So you're just widening your market here.
That's exactly what it is. You know, it allows us to tell a wider story, and at the same time brings in the younger generation. I mean, we were missing out on, you know, was it 17 and under? Now this is a great way for the parents to say, all right, this is something you could read. And while I read, you know, here comes Calico, you know, manga. So
I love the artwork. It looks great. Is
artwork's
this a different
great.
artist that you're working with?
No, it's the same Renato Pinto. He's just
Oh, okay.
awesome. He's very flexible, and
Yeah, he
he just
really
does a great
is.
job. Yeah, he does a great job. He has this noir type of style, which is great for manga. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people sort of blanket manga as one style, and the truth is, manga has had many different styles. If you look at mangas like Vagabond and Go 13 versus One Piece, they're dramatically different. So this is obviously more of a noir style.
And once again, the price is 200 pages for $12, and it's such a bargain, dude.
It is a bargain.
Oh, really?
Really is. I mean, because like you got thinking of just even a manga volume, they're like $11-12 now, and they're like under 200 pages, I think, or it's about 200 pages maybe. So I mean that's remarkable, dude. I love it.
Yeah, we really try to make sure we're giving great value, and more and more people. It's unfortunate we don't see more success with the Kickstarters, but really where we do it is on the convention circuit. But that's the thing. The reality of marketing, email marketing these days is if you get 30% open rates, that's a win somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And trying to cut through the noise is the biggest thing, Part of the reason we started this show so that we could have our little, because I should do a newsletter, but I don't do a newsletter. So
everybody's doing a newsletter. Might as well flood the pool. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like YouTube gives us a little more of an advantage, like people watch you, and
we build our own ecosystem, right? Of fans
exactly.
and people who watch and support. And, we like to shine a light on creators like yourself, HH. And in turn, we hope that when the time comes, rising tide will raise all boats.
Absolutely. Yeah. And listen, I appreciate you guys so much. And listen, just to get back a little bit about, us not talking about politics, I'll be perfectly open about this. One of the people who I have supported in the past, who I don't agree with, but I still support because he's incredibly talented and has done a great thing in terms of teaching people the blueprint of how to use YouTube and leverage it to successful Kickstarters has been Ethan Van Sciver. He's somebody who has said some things that, I don't agree with. But listen, the guy's giving people blueprints on how to sell these damn things.
Successful. Yeah. You can't argue with success. Like, I mean, same with like Gene Simmons from Kiss. Like,
right.
You ever hear the philosophies of that guy? Like, but like, it makes sense. Like, like I remember he was talking about like, the most successful movie of all time. It's not the movie that you love, like Titanic made the most money. That is the most successful movie of all time. That was his thing. Like, quality doesn't matter. Money, money put in is what matters, So
and
if you look at it from that point of view,
you have to give credit where credit is due. When he sees me at conventions, he comes up, shakes my hand, and people like Ripa. Eric July, same thing.
Oh yeah,
he sees me at a show. I mean, that's respect. He comes to my booth to shake my hand. Listen, and he's showing people how to leverage the social media, what you need to do, and then you build the audience and you sell. We were trying to do the same thing with our channel because we have a little rinky-dink channel. It's just I have no time. I'm gonna have to hire like a social media person to do like a YouTube thing like every week or something. I think. The best thing I did, I did
consistency, like anything else. That's the only reason we've got
quality consistency. Yeah.
We've, we set a date, we just go live, we do it. We keep a schedule.
Right.
And
you guys do a great job
because like I have a million things to do with comics, and it's just like this sometimes is a burden, but I make it work. I put it into my schedule. I make it work because we need it. We need to be, like you said, our own business people.
Anybody who clearly loves comics, is passionate about it, I support. The same way I'll support people like Heather Antos, or some of these other people. I will support. It doesn't matter for me. I don't pick sides. Yeah. When it's clear to me that somebody is loving and passionate about comics, and they're doing something to further, the craft, if you will, I'm gonna support you. And I think that it's people like that, people like Perch, Chris from Comics Tropes, you guys on the indie comics, between all these people who are approaching it in their different ways, okay, it's all so important. It's the fabric, okay? It's like you're doing the big quilt.
Yeah.
If you get more and more of these people, you're gonna, at the end of the day, you're gonna have a nice big fabric, and it's gonna cover all of us, and that's
Yes.
exactly what we need. I tell you right now, guys, we're latchkey kids in an industry right now that needs people. So Daddy's not home in comics anymore. We don't have it. It's
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%.
So, and we're the ones. We are the ones.
Do you think it's like our generation though that's doing that? Because like maybe back in I grew up in the 80s too, watching Saturday morning cartoons, and there aren't. I feel bad for kids nowadays. There aren't any cartoons for kids to watch on a certain day. Like a parade of cartoons. So maybe it's the reminiscence of it. How we grew up. That we want to keep that alive almost. And we're all kind of older. I mean, we're getting older, but we still have the passion for it.
I feel like there's a passion there, but like,
right.
People want to get into comics. They just don't know, where to start sometimes. And like, I never like understood that until more recently.
Whatever it is, because you
working in a store again.
You said when you saw the new Fantastic Four movie, you started crying, because it reminded you of it felt like familiar, like something that we kind of like lost, So I think that's what's keeping us going, you know what I mean? Like that, what we used to know and what we want to see going forward, and I don't know. I think it's, for me anyway. I mean, I just turned 50 not too long ago, I'm an old man, look at me. I'm barely hanging on, but I still love.
Who are you kidding, Harry? You're one of the most handsomest ones of the group. Are you kidding me?
You rehearse that perfectly, Johnny. I'll pay you later. But I still love to draw. You know what I mean? Like I'm not tired of it. I've been drawing since I was 5. You know what I mean? I still draw as often as I can. So I think whatever that is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, what happened?
Excuse me. That was a wonderful thing that Marvel and DC recognized back in the 80s. And really credit Jim Shooter, because he understood that you couldn't keep it contained to comics. You had to go outside of comics, and you had to go into toys. You had to go into the merchandising. You had to go into the games, into the cartoons, and made everything work. You really think about what Larry Hama did with that G.I. Joe series and the success of that toy and the comic. You know how many kids started reading comics from G.I. Joe? At one point, G.I. Joe was the best-selling, listen to this, at one point in time in the 80s, G.I. Joe was the best-selling comic book, beating Spider-Man titles.
Oh, I believe it. I'm reading those old ones now. I bought the big Kickstarter set, and they're unbelievable. Like I could not appreciate them back then the way I do now. Right. And I see how genius they were. And he is, I love his style of writing too.
Right.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Sergeant Slaughter, the trifecta, comic book character, professional wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what,
Johnny?
Larry Hama couldn't stand Sergeant Slaughter. He showed up in the comic one issue. The next one, you never saw him again.
But he made that trifecta though. You know what I mean? That's synergy. That's hitting all corners. Yep. Okay, I'm a wrestling fan. Now my character's in a comic book and a cartoon. Oh, I'm a cartoon fan. I could watch more. I could get more adventures from my cartoon series out of this comic series.
Yep.
When I missed X-Men on TV, I would have to go to the comic store to buy the X-Men Adventures to get that episode, because I didn't record it and it wasn't going to get re-aired until it hit VHS or whatever the case may be.
And that's what Jim Shooter understood better than all these other editors. Again, this is a businessman who's also a creative. Remember, Jim came in as a teenager. He was entrenched in the creative aspect of it, but understood the business piece of it to make him, in my view, the best editor in comic book history. Only because he balanced the business with the creative. He had a wonderful creative and promoted wonderful creative, but at the same time made sure that the business, that the trains were always running on time, because there's always the customer expecting it. And not only that, but expecting it in the wrestling, in the cartoons, in the toys. He
100%,
understood branding and merchandising. Folks, we need a Steve Jobs in comics. I try to do my best on the street, on the conventions scene, and do my best to share, with the other creators. But the truth is that it needs to be someone who has a fundamental understanding of multiple businesses that tie into this is why manga is doing great right now, because they understand that the vehicle for manga sales is anime. Okay,
Yeah, right.
You want to listen, you want to sell calico by the millions, give us an anime. You go ahead and give us an anime and put it on Netflix, and you see how many people are going to buy our comic books and our manga.
Right.
Okay, but Jim Shooter understood that. You get the cartoon, you're going to get more people, and you're going to get the toys, you're going to get this and that.
And you make it easy for people. Like,
there you go.
Even One Piece, like a million episodes, but the manga still has a #1, and that's it. That's all you have to get is start #1, and that's go. And then
make it easy for
there
the
isn't
people.
like One Piece Odyssey, One Piece, the Amazing One Piece, the
absolutely,
Unbreakable One Piece. It's not like all these titles, and then like it waters it down, so it makes it hard for people to be like, where do I start?
And again, to the credit, I'm going to stay on just a little bit the anime piece, and the Japanese model. They understood that the population. Okay, the population is one that is very pedestrian and transitory. They are commuting. Okay, how can we leverage technology, which is going to be more and more part of our lives, to put our product into more hands? And that's exactly what they did. Now they've got grandmothers. They got, executives sitting there doing this on their phone, scrolling up now, and they understood they were there first doing all this stuff. Marvel and DC, while they focused on the movies, the big $1 billion, they took their head away from the innovation for a little while. And I honestly think that there was a very big opportunity back in like the early 2000s. If that team that was doing, executives at Marvel there would have really spent more time in doing research, market research, 5, 10, 15, 20, where would we be? Which products are going to be in the hands of consumers? Right. If they spend more time doing that, how can we get the prices down? How can we get the comic shops plugged in, et cetera, et cetera? We would be in a dramatically different place right now, and comics would not cost $7, $8. They would cost
100%.
more like $2.89, $2.99. So anyway,
you'd be selling more, and you would be able to sell them at a cheaper price.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I know I was supposed to come in here and talk about the manga, but the truth is, it's an excuse to come and hang out with you guys and talk.
Yeah.
And
well, I love it. So speaking of anime, isn't Calico becoming a TV show or a cartoon or something? Is that in the work? Is that in the works or?
No, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, you don't? Oh, all right. Well, I don't know. I heard things. I don't know. I hear things.
I don't know anything about that. And listen, and if fingers crossed, if and when that happens, I really think that's going to be a very significant thing.
That'll be a shift. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think so.
I feel like every creator's goal is to try to make that happen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would love to do that too as well, because I feel like Mighty Mascots,
your characters,
they would translate well to animation and stuff
100%.
like that, so
right.
Yeah, I would love that someday. Maybe if I run into the right person, or that's why you do the conventions, right? You got to meet people. You might run into that producer that's looking for that next project on Netflix.
That's all it takes. You have to have the right visionary. And again, I keep saying Steve Jobs, but because he was so dimensional, he was also a visionary, right? So some people don't have to have the technical. Go ahead.
Except when it came to his health, though, because he tried to cure his cancer without what was being, the medicine of the time. He tried to do it his own way, and didn't quite work. But
here's the problem. I'm just going to make the quick point. You don't have to be a genius at everything to further an industry. You can be a promoter and a champion of something that becomes wonderful, that everybody loves and buys into and promotes and further enhances an industry, right? At the same time, just to make your point about jobs there are people who they live in their world and they know what works, because in living in their world, everything works exactly the way they want to. And I'm guilty of this myself. But at some point, you need to understand that other people need to participate, and their ideas have to mean something as well. And you have to be knowledgeable enough to take what they're doing, the clay that they're bringing to the table, because that's what we're doing. We're turning clay into beautiful works of art, right?
Right.
You need to appreciate what they're doing and then learn what they're doing, because that could have a wonderful impact on what you're doing. And I bring up the iPod. I remember when I got my first handspring trio, okay, Palm Pilot. When I got the Palm Pilot, and I said, you know what? I'm looking at this, and this is such a great thing because it has data in here, and I can make my contacts, I can take notes, and I don't have to have all these papers everywhere. I could just bring it wherever I'm going, take the note right here, in a little stylus. And then a year later, the Handspring Trio came out with the flip top, and it had a phone built in. And then the next year, Palm came out with the digital camera on it. And these little things that you need visionaries, but you need this.
Yeah.
You need money. Listen, and I'm going to say this, if you got any rich guys out there watching this, or gals, we got some great talent here, okay?
Yeah,
we got some
right.
great, you're looking at it right here. Don't just promote my book, but promote Mighty Mascots project, the Switch product guy you have there, Johnny C's product, we all of us have ideas, and all we need is a little push sometimes.
Yep.
Or people who can see that we don't even know. You might have a guy who's watching you right now who says, I picked up a couple of Johnny C's stuff, and I think I see something that he doesn't right now. And if I just put, a few grand, 40, 50K, whatever, into this, I think he could do this. And you sit down. Do not be afraid to go up to a creator and talk to them about their creation.
Yeah,
because they'll listen to you, especially if you can help them, because that's all they're looking for, is a little motivation, support, because you might have a great idea that they're not seeing right now because they're so entrenched in the creative. So there's so many of us that are doing wonderful things. And it's not just me, it's not just you, there's other people out there too. And there's a guy, there's a team, Inland Blue Comics. They have a title called Grace. It's a girl who dies every single day. It starts out with she gets murdered, and she doesn't know who the hell did this, and then she interacts with an entity that allows her to come back to find who it is, but only under one condition: she has to, in turn, take somebody out who did a murder. Okay, but so every 24 hours, it's a cycle. It's a really unique concept, and I'm not doing it justice but it's so simple. Everything could be a one shot, and it's very satisfying when you could spend $4 or $5 and get a cool story.
Yeah.
And these are the things. And there's ideas like yours, like mine. There's tons of them out there. And that's why the corporations, I don't blame Marvel because they said, I don't blame them because they saw the opportunity to make a lot of money. We all want to make big money, but you can't just focus on a few of them and try to make them all. You have to cultivate, use the social media, use the anime, use toys, spend money on on widening the industry, not just try to go right to the moon with something.
Yeah,
and that's what you need.
That's what it is too. Everyone kind of runs for that one thing, and it's like you gotta enjoy it. Like I feel like you got to be a creator first and foremost, and not be like, hey, I'm making my one comic because I'm going to get my Netflix series. Like, there's too many of those around too. Well, you got to really love this stuff. Like this, I'm on the point where it's like, if that never happens for me, I'm still making comics. I'm still going to do it. Like it's my, it's my thing.
Passion.
Very, very, very simple example. Okay, so now you just put $500 million into Spider-Man to do this. Okay, it's great. Now then you did it for Iron Man. Then success. Do you honestly think you're going to keep doing that same thing, that same model for every single character? People like Captain Marvel that nobody, or Dazzler. No, here's what you do. Instead of taking that $500 million for these characters and then try to build that one up in there and get them up in the, take that and spread it out across hundreds of different characters, and not just even yours. Try to look at new characters that are out there, and these things, give them a little money and see what they could do on a little, I don't know, 6-7 episode Netflix thing, and let more people cultivate around that culture with Webtoon and get that going. There's so many ways to instead of going vertical, more of a horizontal approach.
Right.
And
like
listen, out of that 5,000 characters, maybe 4, have something going on.
Yeah.
Instead of that one, and then it's a failure, like Dazzler, whatever it is. No offense to Dazzler fans out there, but it just seems that these companies are going, they're focusing on one character and say, okay, we're going to make this the hot thing. We're going to put $1 billion in Captain Marvel. No, go out and touch and shake hands, meet 400 or 500 characters, that have interesting stories, and then cultivate them that way. You can come out with 4, 5, 6, 7 great concepts that could turn into Netflix movies.
You just have to take the chance. They have to. Someone has to take a chance on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Take a chance. And they're all.
Well, I mean, we didn't really need a Madam Web movie. Nobody was asking for it. You know what I mean?
This is exactly what I'm. Great point, Johnny.
But when you look at comics and you look at the way characters were developed, it's like, okay, you're reading your main title like Fantastic Four, then all of a sudden this Black Panther character shows up. Right. And he starts popping in every so often. You're like, oh, I really like this character, like the spinoff. And then there you go. There's the there's a whole nother title for you.
Awesome.
A lot of the TV shows we watch would be like Happy Days was a linchpin for a million spinoffs. It's because they introduced these characters through this beloved
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy, exactly. All that. Johnny Loves Chachi. Even not all of them were a hit, but they all spun off because they were introduced and basically tested through this beloved thing, this one first thing.
Johnny C hit it right. It's exactly what I'm trying to say. You widen it out. You don't have to go one big shot with, you take the character. There's so many great things out there, and that's all these people need. And listen, in the process, you cultivate new generations of readers, and because you're putting it into Webtoon, which is an emerging thing, you're putting into social media, you're putting into videos, YouTube shorts, and all kinds. Now you're cultivating millions of people around comics. You see what I'm saying? Instead of, don't take that 500 minutes, put it and spread it all across, and go out there with scouts and get.
Who's somebody that you want to see? HH, which character? You have one in mind that you want to see? Or
oh boy,
Geiger would be amazing.
I mean, of course, I'm biased. You know why I want to see. I wouldn't even want to see. My favorite character isn't even Hector. It's Kingman. I mean, you've got for those of you the uninitiated. I mean, you got a guy with Down syndrome, okay, who from Woodlawn in the Bronx, an Irish kid, an Irish guy with Down syndrome, who's the baddest gangster in all the Bronx. That's just badass right there. Could you imagine Kingman, with Down syndrome and all, going up against gangsters all across the Bronx? I mean, that is going to be badass.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that. So and that's the other thing too. You gotta these characters got to be good. Like that's the thing. Like that's what if people get into it, I think that's the key into the whole thing, the whole universe. That's why Madam Web didn't work, because it's not a character that people give a shit about, and then you could tell the filmmakers couldn't give two shits about making her interesting.
I think
Black Widow is kind of and the other group of people that came. I've got the guy from Stranger Things. Was it what hero was he? I forget. He was one of Black Widow's.
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian, yeah.
Yeah, whatever that movie was with all of them. Who watched that? I mean, I didn't see it.
Black Widow movie, or Thunderbolt?
No, the one Thunderbolt.
I like Thunderbolts. I don't know.
Thunderbolts was good, but you know why it was good? It was about something. It was about mental illness, and trying to do that within a superhero film. It really made it work. I liked it. Screw you, Harry.
Oh shit!
All right,
Oh
guys.
shit!
Have a good night.
Oh shit! I'm bleeding out over here.
All right, well,
I'm just kidding. Have you seen it though,
Okay.
Harry? It's good. It's actually very good.
Slasher Keith.
Slasher Keith is back. He's back. Do you like Marvel movies?
And I'm not
Oh
the
my
big.
goodness.
I've been down on Marvel a lot the last couple of years, but I thought Thunderbolts was great.
I
Like
did
it
like
actually was.
Thunderbolts.
About
I even like the latest Captain America. I mean, I was down with that movie. I loved it.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah,
Yes.
we could. I mean,
We
we
digress.
could divulge into a whole Marvel thing.
Right.
We're just having too much fun here, guys.
Yeah,
much fun, too much
exactly,
fun.
exactly. I let me put I want to put the link to your Kickstarter in the chat actually.
Thank you.
So we can share that out again. And we saw that you were at your goal, over your goal,
Yes.
which is awesome.
Congrats
How
on that,
many days
man.
you got left?
Thank
You got 28 days. Jeez, you could really make a good dent in this campaign with another month. You know.
Yeah, we could, and that's the thing is, like I said before, we don't do anywhere near as well, but we really want you guys to come out and support. It's a great price. It's a great cause. And I really think you guys are going to love. It's a wonderful prequel to Here Comes Calico. So let's get it done. Click on that link, get to Kickstarter.com, type in Green Eyed Bandito. And you guys are going to love this thing. It's really worth every penny.
And I love too that you are keeping all you're building upon the universe you created.
Right.
This is like another angle of it. I love that.
Absolutely. It's going to be a bit different because we're talking 20, 25 years into the past, into the 90s in New York City. So a lot of grime and grit in those streets and a lot of funny, it's a blast. It really is. It's a fun book.
Before Hector Gill became hardened, right? Or
That's exactly right. He's much more,
Right.
he's a much lighter hearted kind of guy, very easygoing, charismatic. And he's more like Spidey in a way, in that sense, because he's a guy from the street. He's got problems, young guy in the street. Whereas, Hector Gill, the Calico, he's a very serious Punisher-esque type of character. He's
is
still,
he more of a loner? You think? You think he's more
now
of a
he is.
loner?
He is now. But as a kid, he's just learning the ropes in the streets of New York City. I mean, that right there is a crazy story.
Right. There's a lot with that. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
would love to see, HH, now that you're doing the prequel of sorts.
Right.
I would love to see a story where, all of a sudden you get a future version, like there's a new Calico comes back
2099.
Yeah, like Calico 2099.
Oh,
and then, like, the
can you
interaction.
imagine the
How
future
good
New
would that
York
be?
and what animal rights are like then? Oh,
but also-
I would fucking die to write that. That's how awesome that would be. Oh,
Hey, listen.
that's the
And
shit.
Johnny,
I would
the
fucking do that.
future one will think the current Calico is not doing enough. It would just be like, I could totally see that. That'd be great.
Well, listen, all we need is that push we were talking about, and we
There you
set
go.
Johnny C off to the races there.
Yeah,
There
right.
you go. There you go. Let me know. Just put me in a room with a box of Joe from Dunkin' Donuts, and I'll hammer that story out like that for you.
I think that would be great if you get into that kind of stuff.
That would
Like
be a
because
really cool idea.
even like Daredevil and some of those, like I remember when they had Iron Man 2020 came and had interactions with Tony Stark, and that stuff was great. Like you got this
I'd be
universe
curious.
that you could do that.
I'd be curious who was the person who came up with that idea, that 2099 business.
Good stuff.
So
I love those kind of future, like you don't know, it's not written yet, but there's like this other version, and
Well, that's the great thing about comics is you could do anything, and this is why it's the best medium of all. Because anyone has an idea at any moment. All of a sudden, now you just change the industry, and now you got a whole line of books out now called Absolute, or called 2099, or called what I mean, or Zombie Fat, whatever it is. So this is the great thing, and it's very inclusive. There's a word again. It's inclusive, and brings people together. and it's passionate. It's fans. So
Yeah,
credit
all
to the
kinds of
editors.
comics, all kinds of audiences for the comics. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, just go to SPX. Like we went a few months ago. There's a whole other ecosystem of readers there that defy kind of like anything that you find in a store, I guess. Like when you
Right.
say Johnny, it's like a whole other readership that has its, but it's awesome. I love that it exists. I love being there. So we're just champions for comics here. So
It's a great thing. We're lucky people. We get to do something that we really love, and people buy it. So
yeah,
you can't beat that.
absolutely. So yeah, we don't want to take too much more of your time, HH. I know you're a busy guy and you probably want to visit family before you gotta head back up to New York and all that stuff, right? So
Absolutely, got to do it. But listen, I want to thank you guys for having me on.
yeah,
I love
absolutely.
talking comics with you guys, and I'm working diligently with the team so that we can put out a wonderful product that's going to blow your minds. Matter of fact,
I love it.
I'm going to make a promise right now. Okay, I don't do guarantees, but I guarantee that book 3, Calico, is going to blow your minds.
Can't
Okay.
wait. Can't
All
wait.
right.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right. You can't wait. I love
Nice.
it. I love hearing that, man. All right,
One
HH.
last question. Are you
Anything
gonna-
else?
Yeah.
Are you going to
was
be up
that, Harry?
here in the near future at a convention? Because I wouldn't mind meeting. I mean, I was going to go to
He was at
Terrificon this
Terrificon.
year, but I had to go. I had to work that stupid Boston Comic Con this year,
Oh,
so I
yeah,
couldn't
that's
make
right.
it on there. But
And that's
you coming
happening
back
again
to
next year
Terrificon?
too. The conflict. Sorry, go on.
but next time, next time you're up here,
You're
I'll
gonna
have
come
to
back
find
to
you.
Terrificon, HH?
Yeah, we're going to do. I was speaking to Mitch today.
Oh, okay.
We reserved the very last Artist Alley end cap. I'll give Mitch's show Terrificon a little promotion here. It's a very good show, and he confirmed with me today that Sigma Comics just purchased the very last end cap for his show 2026 Terrificon in Connecticut, Mohegan Sun. And not only that, but it's a record. It went in 6 hours.
Holy
the,
shit.
The Artist Alley. So,
Wow.
yeah.
And those are just the end caps or the whole?
I think it was just the end caps.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken,
that's,
but that's still
pretty amazing.
absolutely.
Yeah, I gotta contact him sooner than later about getting a table.
Yeah,
Gotta
get on
get
that,
him
buddy.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so Harry, next Terrificon.
I know.
come down.
Calico
go.
would hate my guts because I was selling leather jackets at Boston Comic Con. He would hate my guts. But as an animal rights
Calico
advocate,
would beat the shit out of you.
no, really, seriously. Sorry.
Listen, guys, I want to thank you again. It's Kickstarter. It's Green Eyed Bandito. It's this guy. It's that guy. It's Indie Comics Relay. Make
Right.
sure you stay tuned to it because this is where it's at, folks. You're going to get great, awesome knowledge, insight, commentary. It's really fun. If you love your comics, you're going to love this show. And it's wonderful. I love these guys. These guys are fantastic. They are among the best things that exist in comics today. Give them your
thanks,
support.
man.
Give them your
Thank you,
support.
HH. That
Yeah,
means a lot, man. You're
it
always
does mean
welcome
a
back
lot,
on the show. We
HH.
can't wait to have you back for the future too.
Absolutely. Thank you, brothers. I'll see you on the road. I got to dip out.
All right, HH.
Take care,
Have a
man.
good one, man. Good night.
All right. Take
All
care, guys.
All right, see ya.
All right.
Dude.
That guy's awesome. Love him.
I love it. So I ended up keeping him longer and we were having such a good conversation, but I don't know what happened to the second guest. Like he was supposed
They must
to
have
be there.
forgot or something. Maybe it was a
Something
time
happened, yeah.
zone
Supposed to
snafu. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, I got a confirmation from him, said he'd be there. And so I don't know, maybe he screwed up the night. Because for
Yeah,
me,
man.
like I thought yesterday was Monday because I started working yesterday, my
Right.
work week. So maybe there's something like that going on and just coming
That
off
guy
the
has some
holiday.
kind of. I was hoping that we can talk to him. That guy has some kind of project. Like he's been at it for 30 years working on this.
Yeah,
thing,
it's
and
nuts.
it's got like
Well-
so much detail involved in this thing that's it's impossible to wrap your mind around it.
Yeah, and like he actually was watching us when we had Phil Russert on because he's part of the Philbo distribution, and he reached out to be on the show. I don't think he has a Kickstarter, so we could probably schedule him down the road. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, "Are you gonna show this time?" Or
Yeah, I would say that's a strike one. I mean, if it was an honest
Yeah,
mistake, then that's
seriously.
one thing. But like if you just dip out on us, then forget about it. And
It could be a
part
time
2,
zone
if you don't
thing,
turn your camera on, like I don't even think you should come on the show, honestly.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're gonna sell comics, you got to put a face to your,
You
you're
got
selling.
It's all
so
part of the process.
it really is. I mean, I feel, I can feel like that is you got to step up if you're gonna be in comics. I think you have to be your own advocate now. It's no one's gonna do it for you,
Right. I mean, clearly HH has got that under lock. You know what I mean? The guy advocates for
I
himself,
love
everybody else.
like his philosophy on things. Like you can see it. He definitely has some good hot takes.
Yeah. And optimistic and open-minded, not hot to say, oh, I'm only on this side or I only have this perspective. Like he's very open-minded. I like that too, because you can't make any progress if you're only working from with one eye, right? If you're only looking at one side of things, you can't make the progress.
I loved what he said about how comics is everybody. We all make this big blanket, together.
Right.
Sometimes the stitches don't get along with each other, but overall,
sometimes it's poking holes in right.
Yeah, right.
Just the way it is. That's the same with everything.
Right. Exactly. Society, So did you guys have any other are you done for the year, Johnny, with conventions?
No, I have a show this weekend, Monster Expo Gala of the Grotesque.
Oh, you doing that? Okay.
Yep, doing that this weekend. I know our good friend Ryan Santos is in the chat. He's going to be there. Our friend Jack Holder is going to be there. Mike Doherty.
It's like a small maker show or something, right?
A little bit, yeah. So I'm going to be there with some gear, but I'm primarily going to be showing off the original art I've been, bringing along with me for the last few shows locally. So then that way people can kind of see some of the stuff I have coming up in the near future. And also, buy some of the stuff I have right now, like in last minute Christmas gifts or things like that.
Yeah.
And there's a nice little Friday night gala thing, which I'm very curious to see how that's laid out and set up. And then, we'll have the show the next day.
Rhode Island? Is this in Rhode Island?
Fairhaven. I believe it's at the venue where the first Monster Expo is at.
Yeah.
Which that's a nice little venue. I like that area.
It is. Shit, I wish I had. Could we booked I have one last thing on Saturday too. We have the Groton Fest, which is the one that we do in September. That's really good for us. They have a holiday version, so we're gonna try it out. It's indoors, so we don't have to freeze our asses off. But
nice.
Yeah,
it's only a 4-hour thing. But I was like, shit, I'd rather hang out with you guys. So I wish I could have done that one. You hung out with you and Ryan and Joe and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw that he was doing that stuff, but I usually don't pay attention because I know the Monster Expo is mostly horror stuff. So I don't have anything Amy has some artwork that would qualify for that. And the few Monster Expos we have done, we don't really generally do well. So I don't normally pay attention to those, but a small thing like that probably would have been okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident. We're gonna hopefully have a pretty good show this weekend, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice, man. I hope it goes well for all of you guys.
Speaking of horror stuff. Oh, good.
Yeah. What Northeast Expo, Northeast Comic Con? Is that where you're gonna transition?
No, well, that was pretty horrific. But I did see.
Did you go?
I saw live. No, I saw live clips on Facebook that they went live, a few times. I'm like, oh, what am I watching here? I'm like, and then I realized what weekend it was.
I saw a few pictures, and then I always, when I see the pictures, I look in the background, and you couldn't see. There was nobody. There was nobody in the background of the pictures.
It's a tough weekend to have a Comic-Con. I mean, come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I heard his big guest was Eric Roberts, and he didn't show up.
Oh, he didn't show up.
Yeah, he didn't show up. But then I heard
there's a girl from
some weirdness too, someone that was supposed to one of the customers or the fans that went to the show went to, I don't know if he went to Eric Roberts' Twitter or his Facebook or something and said, that's shitty of you for not showing up when you're supposed to show up. And then Eric Roberts said something back that he was never booked, and then like it turned into this whole thing.
Oh
Yeah, I know.
shit, that's even worse.
I
That's
know. So I don't know
terrible.
what happened there, but it sounds like it's it's like out of control.
The less I say, the better off I am. Let's just say that.
I will say this: his admission is now up to $35.
Are you joking with me?
That's
Craziness.
Oh, geez.
You're talking about Northeast Comic Con, not Rhode Island Comic Con, right?
Yeah, no,
that's
pretty.
Right. It's pretty hefty price.
I was gonna say, but yeah. So I don't know. It just wasn't, from what I heard, wasn't anything to write home about.
Shit. You can say that again.
Yeah, I mean,
damn.
I don't get the high admission. Like, that is crazy for that show. Like that's Terrificon prices like 5 years ago. Like,
well, you were saying, like HH was just saying how like you have to economically price things to attract audiences, and at some point you are going to price people out. So that's something that needs to be considered. Like, what type of value are you providing for that $35?
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly wasn't Eric Roberts, apparently.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they did have that Robin Williams impersonator there. So I mean,
and that guy's great. I like that guy.
Right. He's good.
Ryan said, "See you there, Johnny." Oh, you know what? Ryan gave me. I showed you the pencils for the piece he did for Kid Switch, right?
I think so. I think so.
Well, it's like a mini print, but he sent me the colored one this week. Let me show you guys, because I'm trying to get so if we get the campaign up to 1,500, I'm gonna do the mini print for Kid Switch that everyone will get for free. And man, Ryan's came out so friggin' good. Let's see, share screen.
I think I saw the pencils. You posted it on Facebook, right?
You may have, yeah.
How good is that?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Let me see if I can make it bigger.
That's next level. Next level, Ryan Santos, full swing right here.
Love it. Came out good. So my plan is if we don't make enough funding to do the mini print by the time I'm ready to print the books, I'll probably use this as a variant cover for Kid Switch 3 or 4, so it's going to get used no matter what, because it's just such an awesome piece. What a great job, Ryan. I know you're watching. You guys did so good, man.
Wicked good. I mean, that would make a great print. You could do that as a trading card. You could do a lot with that. Like, that's a really cool
such
piece
such a good version. I love it. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And the campaign funded, we the final goal was 900, or the final amount, and now it's in late pledges. So if you guys are still looking to back, it'll probably be up until at least March, I think. I just finished relettering issue 1, and now I think the artist just gave me page 13 or 14 for issue 2. So by the time that issue's done and together, probably be around February or March, and then we'll print them and get them out to everybody. So hopefully so a lot of cool stuff coming up. And then like I said, me and our last cons are this coming weekend, which is nice. Did you I already sent my payment in for Wicked for May. I'm going to do that one.
I haven't done that yet, and I got to get my apparently Terrificon's selling like hotcakes, so I'm going to have to get mine in for that soon as well.
It's crazy that the end caps are already sold for the Artist Alley. I'll reach out to Mitch in a couple weeks. I don't want to hit him right now where he's just dropped everything.
I know it was today, I think, that it opened, right? Yeah.
But I want to hit him up soon so I can get a table. Hopefully not not the same place I was this last time. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either, you know?
Well, I mean, kind of cool that you're next to a higher level individual. So hopefully that, that was kind of good. And like, you got a little bit of audience and attention that way. But, I think you also want to kind of stand out on your own as well. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. So, but, all right, gents. I mean, unless you guys have something else you want to talk about, or do you guys have anything else you want to promote?
Harry, anything you want to share?
Well, you can go first. I got something to like an update. Speaking of Robert Stack, I got a little update here.
I'd say let Harry go first, and then I'll poll the audience if they want my update or not.
All right. So, I can't really follow Ryan. Is it, you guys see anything, or I can't really see? I can't follow Ryan,
but I'm waiting for you to throw something out.
Okay, okay, here we go. I'll do this. All right.
Okay, I see it now. Hang on.
Okay. All right. So can you see it?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. So this is my niece's drawing, when she was like, she's like drew this like a few months ago. She's 5. So here's this little drawing of a little pixie girl. And I think I was telling you, like, it inspired me to draw, this little drawing for this customer wanted like a girl pumping her sewer system, septic tank.
Okay.
And for a septic tank, pumping company, whatever, called Sue Septic. So then I took that and I colored it. That it's kind of like a Charlie Brownish type character, whatever. But I based it on my niece's drawing with the round head and the a triangular dress there. And then it's going on a truck, a septic truck that's 20 feet by 4 feet tall. And then it's already done. It got made into, there it is, the wrap of it. Can you see it?
Yeah, I love it.
There's a wrap, and then here is the back of it. So somewhere, when you think of human waste, think of me. And when you're driving on the road somewhere one day, you might see this truck drive by you in Massachusetts. So I'm not sure what town it's in, but their website isn't really up yet. But
so your drawing will be on the trucks. That's pretty awesome.
It's that's it right there. I mean, I don't know how many trucks I have. There's one truck.
Can you zoom in a little more?
That's amazing.
Let's see.
That's so cool. That's really cool.
Can you imagine just driving by, Harry, and seeing your artwork? Art?
Yeah, that's
really
cool,
crazy, man.
Yeah, I can't really zoom in, but there it is. Anyways, looks a lot better than I thought it would come out.
Is that on your Facebook? Because I'll take a closer look later.
No, I wanted to make sure that the customer got it first, and obviously he did because it's painted on his truck. So I'll post it soon.
It's painted on the
truck. I want to
it's out in the wild.
Yeah. So let me get out of here.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
congrats, Harry. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean
I don't slash you all the time.
No,
lifting you up now.
I appreciate it. And on that day, Keith's heart grew 3 times the size of a.
Boom.
Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it.
No. It's honestly, that's really cool, man. Like any of us as creators just want like our work to be out there and seen, and then
somewhere, right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
cool.
that thing will be all over highways, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and soon if you have if you're backed up, if your house is a septic tank is backed up, it could pull up in your driveway. You never know.
Yeah. Well, no, and the other thing too about something like that is when I see a good piece of like commercial advertising like that, like I always I gotta look and see like how they drew the cartoon, and like I'm into it, like.
And I told my little niece, I'm like, oh, guess what? Our drawing's in a truck right now, and I showed her a picture. Like I want $100 for that. Like, oh my god, just smart, she wants.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, it brings it to another level, actually.
Yeah, so somewhere
right,
the drawing
is full.
right. That time of year.
Great. No, that's cool though. Really, congrats, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
I really like that. So hopefully it'll lead to more work for you, though.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to usually when I draw something, I stick a little like HG little like trademark thing in the corner somewhere, but.
Yeah, you
whatever.
It's
not really mine. I should have done it, but I didn't do it because it's like a customer's paying for it. So I'm like, whatever, you can take it.
So awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks.
And so yeah, and Johnny, do you have anything?
I don't know. I don't know if I should bother or if I should wait or what.
Is this a tease, dude? A little tease?
I don't know.
Amy's wants to hear your update.
Yeah. Well, so I can reveal some Surrounded by Death spin-off stuff.
Okay.
If people are interested. I don't want to just blow that without interest or
I would like
intrigue.
to see it. I would like to see it. I'm assuming the chat would. I mean, they're all here because they're fans of us, you know.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Well, then maybe I'll show off the logo because I don't think I've. Is the audience big enough? All right.
Well,
all right,
I mean,
hold on. Let me see if I can.
We didn't lose. Let's put it this way: we didn't lose our audience when HH left.
Good.
It actually grew.
So that's great.
So.
So that's good.
Cool.
That's good. All right. Well,
Good
let's take a
sign.
peek here. Window. Boom. Share. Hang on. There we go.
Let me know when you want me to bring it up.
Okay. So actually, that's not the right one I should share. I should share this one. Okay. So let me share a screen. Sorry, this is very anticlimactic for everybody, but
We'll keep it from being.
yeah, keep it engaged. Hang on. Here we go. Boom. You can share this. This is going to be the title and the logo for the Surrounded by Death spinoff coming out probably sometime next year.
Awesome, dude. All right, so drum roll. I don't know.
Where's
Well,
the sound
actually, you know
effects?
what? Hey,
Sound
I got
effects.
the sound effects. Hang on, I got the sound effects that I always forget
We can
about.
finally use the sound effect board.
Yeah.
That one's very beatniky. I like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
So that's the spin-off title for Surrounded by Death. It's going to be called
Wow.
Forever Surrounded by Death.
I like it.
And
Cool. I like
this
it.
logo is designed by Mario Candelaria. He did a very renowned book called Killcella. Among other books, you can find him as the other Mario C on, I believe, Blue Sky and Instagram. But yeah, Mario designed this for me, longtime friend. And yeah, this is going to be the spinoff to Surrounded by Death. It's going to take the story in a completely different side direction. So we'll still have the standard storyline, and that's going to move at the pace it's been, kind of in Joe's hands as he gets it illustrated. But this is going to be something that I can proactively work on more and more frequently.
I feel like the R and the F build a better barrier around the words than the original Surrounded by Death logo.
Yeah, so the F and the R feel better than the S and the D.
Yes, and I feel like it because they actually they're the D and the S is a lot harder to make that barrier, I feel like the F and the
It's
R
contained now.
Yeah.
So the the note I gave Mario is that this spinoff should be to Surrounded by Death the way Fear the Walking Dead is to The Walking Dead.
Okay.
So I told him that I wanted the logo to feel like a reflection in the same manner. So that's why it's a little bit more intense. When you look at the Fear the Walking Dead logo in comparison to the Walking Dead logo, there's kind of a little bit more of an intensity, a gravitas.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to convey a little bit of that without losing some of the tone or the flavor of that comic and the book and the thing, some of the things I was going for. Fuck, you know what? Might as well just share a little bit more. Let me give you.
And to that point, Johnny, I think most spin-offs have a harder job because they are trying to spin off into something different, but also off of the original thing. So I think they have a harder time setting themselves apart from the original IP, I guess.
Yeah, agreed.
So when you did that, it kind of gives it its own flavor, and I think that helps sell it as a different property.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I want to do. So this is thumbnails of the very first 2 pages.
Oh, cool.
So
can you zoom in at all?
Absolutely. So this is that mime character that we
we introduced.
Cool.
Oh, cool, man. Oh, these look great. And who'd you say the artist is? Is Joe Arnold?
This is Keith Gleason. He
Oh,
did the
okay.
short at the end of Volume 1 of Surrounded by Death. And
is it the one I lettered?
Yes, the one you lettered. This follows into that. So exits that story and goes into this story in a side manner. And then here's some more thumbnails.
That short was so fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can continue that style of fun through this story. And then here's my obligatory Akira tribute right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. And that's the only tease I'll give. That's it.
I like it, dude.
That's it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Comment?
What's that?
See Ryan's comment?
What did he say?
Pin up with a question mark?
Pin up? I could probably use a pin up. I could always use some next level Ryan Santos. So
yeah, right.
You know, you know what? That we'll talk it over a drink this weekend at the Monster Expo Gala this Friday from 6 to 10, or tomorrow or Saturday from 10 to 6.
Nice. When we are live next, which is the 15th of December, I definitely I want to hear about it. I want to hear about the whole thing. Like you'll have to, maybe we'll do it at the end of the show after the guests or something. But I'd love to hear about the whole experience.
Yeah, I'm very curious about this. The preview night gala. It's something it's something that if I want to run a Comic-Con, I would want to do something like this. So I'm very curious to see how it's set up.
Okay, gotcha. Harry, you were going to say something.
Well, I was going to say the 15th is, you were saying, is our last show of the year too, right? Is that?
Yeah. So we have it scheduled so that we will be off for the week of Christmas and the week of New Year. So we'll be off for 2 weeks more than our just one. And then we'll be back on the 5th of January is when we'll be back live again. The 15th is already full with 3 guests. So it's going to be a cool episode. We got Mr. Shashi, who's been in our chat.
Nice.
Old comedian friend of mine.
Very nice.
With his book. That's pretty funny. And the second guest is Mason Grove, which I don't really know, new guy. And the third guest, which I'm excited about, is Fabrizio Aiello, my former colleague at Alterna, who had the book Horace H. Hoover. If you ever seen that book.
Vaguely rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah. It's dude's amazing artist. Like his book is cool. If you like supernatural occult stuff like John Constantine or it's that kind of a character.
That guy would make
nice.
That guy the guy who played Constantine in the TV show, I forget his name.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
She would be an amazing doctor. Sorry, just I always say that.
He would. He would. I mean,
he'd be awesome.
He's like like when there's that they find the right actor to play a character, like Christopher Reeve is he'll always be Superman. Matt Ryan will always be like Constantine to me because his depiction was perfect. I was happy to shake his hand at Terrific.
I know. I thought, right.
It was so good. Cool. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'm a big Constantine fan. You fucking nailed it, man. You're the best.
Right.
And he loved it. Yeah. So it was good. It was nice. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to shake his hands,
Right. Yeah. Right.
And was I going to say one last thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, and Tanner. Hey, Tanner, what's up? Variant ? I owe you from NYCC.
Oh, so, I like that.
Johnny. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And so one thing I wanted to say, did you see the emails about the next IC3?
Not yet. No.
Okay. We'll see how this shapes up, but I think he's going to be moving the show to
I know he's moving the show to
Rhode Island.
To Rhode Island in a sports complex, not unlike Plastic Cities.
Right, yeah. So and it might be 2 days this year. I don't know. I agree, Jess. Jess, Matt Ryan is Constantine is fire. Yeah. 100%. It was one of the best versions. But yeah, I'm curious that's going to change the dynamic of the show a lot, I think. I don't know. What do you think, Johnny?
So, I mean, part of what made the show special was that it was a one day.
Yeah.
And it was set in this kind of like single location with very few tables. And there wasn't a lot of tables. So like when people came to patronize the show, there was a smaller ecosystem that they could choose to buy from, right?
Yeah.
So when you make it a 2-day and then you add more tables, that kind of dilutes that experience a little bit. I saw that happen with the very first Wicked Comic-Con. And the only time it was able to offset that is when they went free for attendance.
Yeah, right.
That's
and now
hard.
They went back
That's
to
a
one
hard
day.
move. Yeah.
They went back to one day too.
Right. Exactly. So to that point, I would say that, if you're going to expand and make those changes, account for those changes. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, your attendees are not going to have a great show. Not your attendees, your vendors, the people who are a lot of your bread and butter. They're not going to have a good show.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember if I saw in the email that he's doing multiple days or if it's just still one day. Hopefully it's one day. I don't know if it's 2. I'd have to go back and find the email. But one thing I'm happy about, I won't have to get a hotel room because Providence is so much closer.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
So I'm probably going to do the commute every day if it's 2 days. I'm not going to waste that money on a hotel because I know we're probably going to lose that money,
Yeah, maybe. I would do it just for like the drink and draw and to hang out and to network a little bit because there was some good networking that happened at the last one.
Yeah, that's true. There was.
Right. And I made some pretty good bonds.
I don't know how they'll do it this year. They'll probably have to, if they do that again, they'll probably have to just pick a bar and either rent a room there or something, or because
there could
or
be
maybe there's a hotel.
By.
There'll be a designated hotel for the.
You could find a new burger place.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. Find it. Maybe if we go there and Dean Haspel's there again.
Yeah. We just run into Dean everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if he'll come back for that show.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, he's he's kind of like he's the indie guy, so I think he'll make the rounds in different places, looking to connect with the right audience.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's the only other thing I wanted to talk about. So I'll let's start wrapping up. I mean, I'm glad we're getting out early tonight. I did notice, I did see our guest pop into the room not too long ago.
I bet you it was a time zone thing. See, what did I say?
Time zone thing.
Time zone. Boom. I knew it.
We were just wrapping up, so I was like, you know what? We'll just reschedule. So I'll send him an email and we'll get him on because I am curious about his project too, Harry.
I was looking forward to finding out a little bit more about it. Yeah, because he's been around for a while.
We'll get him on.
He's definitely somebody that has. He's got a cartoon in the works too, coming out on Netflix, I think. So.
And he's he's self-made. He's like a self-made guy. Which would have paired great with HH tonight, but we'll get him on another episode and we'll chat him up.
Yeah.
But we also had a great longer conversation with HH than I was anticipating. So
I kind of missed those. I
do too, right? Yeah.
We should go back to the one guest.
Get up Rocky. Yeah, get up Rocky moments, Well, it's hard, Johnny, because if we do that, then we can start all of a sudden doing. Because if you notice, we've been good at keeping our schedule up until the last month.
Mm-hmm.
So if we start doing the one guest thing again, we're gonna run into that situation.
It just makes the show that much more exclusive to get on.
Yeah, we'll talk. Because then we start feeling bad for the creators,
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Desperation. Independent desperation.
Our cologne.
Cologne coming to Comic Cons near you next year.
That's the new cologne.
That's the new
question's
cologne.
kinda-
Make that. I bet that would work.
It sounds kind of like desperate though. Too desperate. Maybe
That's what it
inspiration.
is. Desperation is a stinky cologne. That's a turn of phrase. And
guess.
I see many comic creators who reek of desperation.
Mhm.
Myself
Hey,
included.
And Floaters is fully funded. That's awesome. That's great to hear.
That is
Speaking of-
awesome.
Speaking of
That's
smells,
great. Yeah.
No.
Awesome.
but yes.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for checking out the show as always. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll be back on the 15th live, and that'll be our last show for 2025. So that one we have 3 guests, so that'll probably be a lot longer than this one, hopefully a little shorter, but we'll see. And most importantly, read some comics, everybody. All right, have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you later. Good night, everybody.
Be kind to everyone.
Right.